In a stunning live TV interview that left South Africa in awe and the African National Congress in disarray, Secretary-General Mbalula made what could be one of the most significant political revelations in recent times. Going on Power and Politics last Sunday evening, Mbalula did the unthinkable. He openly broke ranks with President Sir Ramaphosa, charging him with betrayal, backroom politics, and subversion of the very democratic rebirth he vowed to spearhead. Live on TV in front of a national audience, Mbalula tore away the party's carefully crafted narrative and laid bare what he referred to as the hidden truth of Ramaphosa's leadership, touching off a firestorm of political hysteria and popular outrage. Physically tense but resolute, Mbalula broke with the customary diplomatic spin that ANC leaders are supposed to use. He gave a scathing, uncompromising critique. "We said to the people this would be a new time." He started leaning forward in his chair. "We said it would be about renewal, about openness, about leadership with integrity. But behind the scenes, it is something else. President Ramaphosa permitted the very forces we vowed to break up, the manipulators, the deal-makers, the power hoarders to take over again." The force of his words landed like a political indictment, one that threatened to shatter not just the internal cohesion of the ANC but the already brittle government of national unity new. According to Mbalula, decisions of national consequence were being made behind closed doors without ANC consultation, without parliamentary oversight, and without any input from coalition partners. He accused Ramaphosa of reverting to secretive centralized rule driven more by personal alliances and strategic calculations than by democratic values. Cabinet appointments are negotiated in private rooms, not with the party, not with the people. They are constructed using a few of Ramaphosa's allies. He stated, "We are using coalition partners as stage props, not as partners. We say one thing to them and do the opposite in the background." But it did not stop there. Mbalula's most incendiary accusation was that Ramaphosa's closest allies had actively shielded those accused of corruption scandals or while sermonizing about reform to the public. "State institutions are being bent to political agendas," he declared solemnly. "The dream we sold of a new dawn of a transparent government. That dream is now a mask. The reality is a betrayal of everything the ANC once stood for." Social media exploded almost immediately. Hashtags such as #Mbalula exposes Ramaphosa, #ReapposaGo, and #This Notary Renewal started trending in minutes. Twitter, Facebook and TikTok were swamped with excerpts from the interview. One wrote, "Mbalula just destroyed Ramaphosa's whole image. The clean president myth is over." Another wrote, "FL didn't only break ranks. He showed us the whole charade across the political divide." The reaction was charged. Even longtime ANC starts and Ramaphosa diehards were unable to suppress their incredulity. The carefully constructed image of internal unity by the party had been blown apart live and in plain sight. In private, the backlash came swiftly. Multiple insiders say that top ANC leaders were left totally blindsided. Advisors to Ramaphosa were said to have been watching the interview in real time and frantically called into the broadcaster in a bid to get to the bottom of what was occurring. Panic set in among the ANC's leadership overnight as requests for an emergency National Executive Committee (NEC) meeting poured in. Some have attacked Mbalula for dividing the party and flouting discipline, but others quietly conceded he had merely articulated what many had been feeling. "It's not new," said one ANC insider. "It's just never previously expressed this loudly and never on national television." Political commentators soon had their say. "This is not normal criticism," commented Gobba McOna, an experienced political analyst. "When the ruling party secretary-general crosses swords with the president like this, it is a sign of a crisis of authority." Ramaphosa's leadership is now being challenged not only by opposition parties, but by his own lieutenants. Meehan continued to caution that the GNU might not survive if coalition partners feel they've been deceived. If this is the way Ramaphosa manages the coalition through secrecy and solo control, then this government will implode. The only thing keeping it together at the moment is trust. The timing could not be worse. Ramaphosa is already being criticized by opposition parties who accuse him of being too cautious, hesitant and wedded to ANC party unity at the cost of governance. The GNU, which was celebrated just a few months ago as a shining example of cooperation, has turned increasingly into an awkward shotgun wedding. And now with Mbalula's owner rebuff, even that queasy alliance appears to be coming apart at the seams. Economic freedom fighters Julius Malema was quick. "We told you Ramaphosa isn't a reformer. He is a puppet dancing for the ANC elite and white monopoly capital," he posted in a passionate ex-post. Now his own Secretary General is informing you the truth. South Africa is being played. Herman Mashaba from Action SA joined in calling on Ramaphosa to publicly respond to Mbalula's assertion or resign. Ramaphosa cannot lead the nation if his own party doesn't have confidence in him, he remarked. Within Parliament, things have become charged. Opposition parties are said to be crafting formal questions to be raised in the next sitting, calling on Ramaphosa to respond to the specific allegations made by Mbalula. Some MPs are even floating a motion of no confidence depending on whether or how the president reacts or doesn't. At the same time, new coalition partners have started having emergency internal party meetings of their own. The Inot Freedom Party, IFP, United Democratic Movement, UDM, and other smaller parties are now openly wondering aloud whether the coalition is a true power-sharing arrangement or an ANC-dominated sham. Withdrawal by any one of them would risk causing the new to lose its legitimacy, inflaming a new political crisis. As the hours go by, the heat is being put on President Ramaphosa to speak out. But thus far, no official response has come out of the presidency. His spokesman said to reporters that the president respects all views expressed by leaders in the democratic space, but provided no meaningful response. That evasive response has only fueled the blaze. For South Africans witnessing the drama of this politics, the prize could not be greater. Ramaphosa's promise of a presidency, a clean-up from the Zuma era, the re-establishment of rule of law, a rebirth of the ANC, now hangs in the balance at a perilous crossroads. If the president fails to refute Mbalula's allegations convincingly, or if more ANC insiders follow suit, his credibility might never be restored. Mbalula's interview could be remembered as a defining moment, one when the veil was finally lifted on the goings-on within a presidency that had promised hope, but now finds itself with increasing suspicion heaped upon it. His last statement in the interview has already been the quote of the week. "You cannot call yourself a reformer while you govern in secrecy. You cannot preach renewal while empowering the very forces we swore to fight." In the days ahead, South Africa will be waiting not only for answers but for leadership.